welcome back to the channel. Your old buddy Double G is getting old and it's really starting to show. So I just found on the old computer here some video and some pretty nice images from back in early February. I don't know why I didn't ever do anything with them, but we're doing it today. So what I'm going to do is basically just take you through the B-roll, all the video footage that I got. I'll talk you through it with voiceover. And yeah, we'll just go through these images. It was a beautiful, foggy country morning. I got out early before the sunrise. And we don't get fog too much here where I live. So it's... you know, when you get those atmospheric conditions, it's really kind of exciting to get out and make some images. So got out, I think I had the D850 and the D500. I had my 24-70 and also my 70 to 200 lens. So I did some early morning foggy small town street photography, and then I got out in the country once the sun started coming up, and just got some nice rural rustic scenes with that beautiful soft golden light coming through the fog out in the country. So thanks for joining me, hope you enjoy it, and if you do, hit the old like button. That really helps the channel out. And if you've not done so already, hit the old subscribe button and join the community. So alright, let's get to it. This was the first scene that I pulled up to, and if you've seen any of my videos before, my older ones, you know that I live close to Plano, Illinois, and that's where they filmed the Superman movie that featured this flag wall is what it's called. And I've shot this thing a lot and I love to shoot it, and I was going to use the fog and shoot it this morning as well. I think this one was my favorite of the bunch from that morning. I shot it at f1.8, which is something I hardly ever do. And I did that just to take advantage of the fog and make it more mysterious, honestly. But I love it in black and white, and I just like the tones and the lights and how those lights in the background on the left, there's just like a cluster of them, and it really draws the viewer's eye into the image, which is pretty cool. So then I shot this one. I put the camera obviously on the tripod with self-timer, and it was a 4-second exposure at f11. Kind of a street, gritty self-portrait, if you will. And what I really like about this image is, you know, it's black and white, but there's a lot of blue in it, which really helps set the mood and the tone. And I also really like how much detail I've got in the shadows and the dark areas of the picture. I'm sure it's probably hard to tell on YouTube, but it's really nice is the detail in the shadows. I think this picture can also stand on its own because just looking at it by itself, it certainly tells a story, or at least gets the viewer thinking about, you know, hey, what's going on here? So I like the symmetry and the feel of the lampposts in this image. It's just kind of old school and Bedford Falls-ish for me. So shot this one, and I did it at f18 for just a 1-second exposure. And you guys are probably wondering, what the heck? Why are we seeing a color picture? And I don't know, I just kind of like this one better in color. But what the heck? Here you go. So next I saw this composition, and I composed it so the end of the building was basically splitting the frame top to bottom right in half. So you kind of have two different stories, right? The one on the right is the American flag, you're patriotic. The story on the left is kind of murky and blurry and beer and, you know, these kinds of things. And so I don't know. And then you start thinking, well, do these two things go together? And I don't know. Hopefully the image is thought-provoking and holds the eye. That's what I was going for. Then I was off out into the country and out on the country roads where I found this gorgeous sun coming up through the fog, just soft light, and took a few shots. I shot this one with my 70 to 200 millimeter lens at f7.1 and 1/500th of a second, and I was focusing on that bush in the foreground and used that pole to split the frame again. Got the sun on the left, the bush is split right in half, and just allowed the fog to do its work and just create that murkiness in the background. So just creating kind of a mood and an environment, and I really like how this image came out. It's very simple, but very moody as well. And then a little bit further down the road, and literally right off the road, I found this scene here. And again, that gorgeous soft light with the sun, and got some clouds out in front, but some trees and some cows, and the open field helped make this image a little bit stronger, I think, than the last one. Still trying to wake up. I hadn't had enough coffee, so I literally pulled over on the side of the road to enjoy this beautiful scene right here and just have a few more sips of coffee, kind of open up my eyes a little bit more. But I think you guys know me better than that. I can't just sit there and drink coffee. I had to put the camera to my eye for a second, so I shot this. Now if you look way out there in the distance, and I've got my 70 to 200 millimeter lens on, and you can see there's a farm way out there, and it's backlit by the rising sun, and it's got fog in the foreground, so I figured that was a pretty good combo for a nice image. So I took a couple shots of this farm from quite a distance away, and here's how it came out. I shot it at f9 at 1/640th of a second. I think I was actually on the tripod even at that shutter speed, and I processed it to make it look even more antique and rustic and rural than it actually was. I made it a little more goldish, brownish in post-processing. So here I am, I'm eyeing up this shot of the telephone poles alongside the road, but these are not the same telephone poles I'm about to show you. Actually, my favorite image of the day is the one I'm about to show you, and for some reason I don't have any video of it, but anyway, well, here it is. I shot this one at f9, 1/125th of a second, and I was completely zoomed out. I was at 200 millimeters on my lens, and I went out that far because I wanted to compress the subject, which is the telephone poles. I wanted to make them look closer together. And when you zoom in or zoom out, whatever you want to call it, that's what will happen. It'll compress the items in the image and make them look closer. So that's what I was after here. But at the same time, I love the composition. I composed it so the wires are kind of taking the viewer's eye around the image. The soft light, the beautiful tones, it all just works together and makes just a beautiful image. In my case, this is a portfolio image for me. Alright, so that's going to do it for another video. Thank you all very much for stopping by the channel. You guys know I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments, all the feedback, all the likes, obviously all the subscriptions. Gotta love it. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm sure you all saw it. We moved up over 2,000 subscribers in the past few days. So thank you all very much for that. That's pretty exciting, pretty awesome. Next goal, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Let's get there. Let's go get it. So thank you all very much for the help. If you can, hit the old like button. That helps the channel out quite a bit. Subscribe if you've not done so already. Share my stuff with your friends. Let them know I'm out here. Help my channel grow a little bit. And with all that, I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you very much for stopping by. What I'm gonna do is basically just share with you guys the B-roll, the video, everything I got. I'll talk you through it. Basically, I'll talk you through it. So what I'm gonna do is just, So what I'm gonna do